Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss sodium, which is the principal cation of extracellular fluid. Learning objective for today's video are: first we will discuss metabolic functions of sodium, and then we will see clinical conditions associated with sodium, that is hyponatremia and hypernatremia, along with NEET PG MCQ. To download lecture notes and other interesting stuff related to biochemistry, please visit website biochemistrybasics.com. Before going in the detail of sodium, first let's see type of the questions that can be asked from this particular topic in theory exam. So the short notes like hyponatremia and hypernatremia. Sodium is the major cation of extracellular fluids. Our body contains 3,500 to 4,000 milliequivalent of sodium, out of which 50% is present in the bones and 40% is present in the extracellular fluid. The remaining 10% is present in the soft tissue. Now we will see dietary sources and recommended daily allowance of sodium. So the dietary sources of sodium are table salt, seafood, animal foods, milk and some vegetables like carrots, spinach and celery. And the recommended dietary allowance of sodium is 5 to 10 gram per day. This should be low in persons with family history of hypertension, that is 5 gram per day. So that is dietary sources and RDA of sodium. Now we will see metabolic functions of sodium. So the first and important function of sodium is maintenance of osmotic pressure and water balance. Another important function of calcium is it is a constituent of buffer, and that's why it is involved in the maintenance of acid-base balance. It is involved in forming bicarbonate buffer system and phosphate buffer system. Third important function of sodium is it is important in muscle excitability. Then sodium is also involved in cell membrane permeability. Sodium is required for the intestinal absorption of glucose, galactose and amino acids. Sodium is the major inorganic component in many secretions like saliva, gastric, pancreatic and intestinal juices. And sodium is also involved in the formation of bile salts. So that is about the functions of sodium. Now plasma sodium level. So plasma concentration of sodium is 135 to 145 milliequivalent per liter. Whereas blood cell, that is intracellular, contain only about 35 milliequivalent per liter. And the sodium metabolism is largely monitored by aldosterone. Now we will see clinical conditions related to plasma sodium level, that is hypernatremia and hyponatremia. First, we will discuss hypernatremia. Hypernatremia is an increase in serum sodium concentration above the normal range. And hyponatremia, it is a fall in serum sodium concentration below the normal range. And the normal range of sodium is 135 to 145 milliequivalent per liter. So first, causes of hypernatremia. So excessive sodium intake or retention due to excessive aldosterone secretion, which occurs in Cushing syndrome. Prolonged steroid use, steroid cause sodium and water retention, which leads to hypernatremia and edema. These are the causes of hypernatremia. Now symptoms of hypernatremia. So hypernatremia leads to dehydration, hypertension and edema. Consequences and treatment of hypernatremia. As we have seen that hypernatremia is accompanied by edema and hypertension. It may also lead to congestive heart failure. So treatment is by diuretics which cause sodium and water loss. That is about consequences and treatment of hypernatremia. Now we will see hyponatremia. The causes of hyponatremia are prolonged severe vomiting and diarrhea, diabetic ketoacidosis due to osmotic diuresis due to sodium loss, renal failure, and urinary loss may be due to aldosterone deficiency, which occurs in Addison's disease. These are the causes of hyponatremia. Now, symptoms of hyponatremia. So, constant thirst, muscle cramps, nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, weakness, and lethargy are the symptoms of hyponatremia. Now we will see consequences and treatment of hyponatremia. So hyponatremia is a very serious condition as it can cause hypovolemia, which can cause shock if it is not treated properly. And it is treated by giving isotonic sodium chloride solution, that is normal saline, intravenously. So that is all about hyponatremia and hyponatremia. Now we will see various NEET PG MCQ. The first question is, lower sodium intake is recommended for patients of diabetes mellitus, liver cirrhosis, hypertension, and all of the above. So the correct answer is lower sodium intake is recommended for the patients of hypertension. So the correct answer is C. Second question is, all the following biochemical functions are associated with sodium except, and the options are maintenance of osmotic pressure and fluid balance, regulation of acid-base balance along with chloride and bicarbonate, absorption of glucose and amino acids in the intestine, and transmission of nerve impulse. So the option A, option B, and option C are correct for the sodium, while option D is not correct for the sodium. So the correct answer is D, that is transmission of nerve impulse. Calcium plays important role in the transmission of nerve impulse. So the correct answer is D. Third question is, all the following conditions leads to hyponatremia except, and the options are vomiting and diarrhea, burns, Addison's disease, and Cushing syndrome. So the correct answer is D, Cushing syndrome. Cushing syndrome leads to hypernatremia, while other three options, that is vomiting and diarrhea, burns, and Addison's disease, leads to hyponatremia, that is fall in serum sodium concentration. Remember, normal range of sodium is 135 to 145 milliequivalent per liter. So that is all about metabolic functions of sodium, hyponatremia and hypernatremia. These are my references. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe Biochemistry Basics by Dr. Amit. And don't forget to press the bell icon so you can get all the notifications from it. Thank you.